Well, good afternoon. Thank you for coming by. Last night, throughout the metro area, many cities experienced really some unprecedented rainfall. And as a result, many rescues occurred throughout the metropolitan area, rescuing citizens that were trapped in their cars. And some were absolutely very dramatic rescues that meant life and death for some of those citizens. Unfortunately, one of those incidents that occurred in our city resulted in the loss of life of two individuals that we're very saddened by. And we would ask here in the city of Hoover, on behalf of the mayor's office and our city council, that you remember these two young people that lost their lives last night, but particularly remember their families as they deal with the tragic loss of these two individuals. I'm going to have speak to you today Lieutenant Suscaliba with the Hoover Police Department and Battalion Chief Prater with the Hoover Fire Department, and they can give you more details about the incident.
All right. Good afternoon. Appreciate y'all being here. The Hoover Police and Fire Department dive team members have recovered the bodies of a 23-year-old male and a 23-year-old female after their vehicle was swept away by floodwaters in the 1100 block of River Chase Parkway West. Last night at about 8:30 p.m., Hoover Police and Fire responded to a vehicle that was trapped in rising floodwater on River Chase Parkway West near Fox Creek Circle. The occupant of that vehicle was rescued, and fire crews left that scene to respond to other water rescues in the city. Hoover Police remained at the scene to block the road on the east side of River Chase Parkway West. Within approximately 10 minutes, a second vehicle entered the flooded area from the opposite side of the roadblock and was immediately disabled due to the flood. The vehicle began floating down the roadway and became pinned against the guardrail, trapping the occupants. Fire crews returned to the scene but were unable to access the occupants due to the swift water and the location of the vehicle. The water lifted the vehicle over the guardrail and out of sight of first responders. Police and fire crews worked through the night in an effort to locate the vehicle and its occupants. At about 9 a.m. this morning, dive team members located the vehicle submerged in the water approximately 75 to 100 yards from where it went in. Both victims were located in the vehicle and were recovered. Crews are continuing to work to remove the vehicle from the water. The victims' families have been notified, but out of respect to them, we're not going to be releasing their names at this time. Does anybody have any questions at this point?
Can you talk about trying to get to that car? I know you all were surrounding that area, just trying to get there and then seeing where you found it.
Well, it's very heartbreaking for our first responders to respond there and, to try to do everything you can to save those people and then ultimately not be able to. That's, it's very tragic for our first responders to have to go through something like that. It was really tough, and of course we've got things in place to help them out, in the future.
I'm not sure if you can offer details on this, but just trying to get to the vehicle at that time, how hard was it? You talked about how it was pinned up against the rail. You couldn't get to them at first. So.
Right, the rising water from the creek, and then just how fast it was moving. We just could not get to them in time before the water took their car out of sight.
Is that an area that floods in situations like we had last night?
I've been here a long time, and I've talked to some of the residents over there in that area that have lived there a long time, and they cannot recall water ever going over that bridge in the past. This is something that I would say is unprecedented for our city to have to deal with in that particular area.
Maybe this is a question for the mayor, but in the future, is this a place that you all would keep your eyes on? Should we ever get rain like this again?
I'll let the mayor field that one.
Well, certainly, we'll look at that. We have several areas throughout our city that when we get these unprecedented, these really large storms, that we move out quickly and maybe barricade those areas. Like the lieutenant said, I've probably been here longer than anyone, almost 50 years that I've seen that area in River Chase, and I've never seen flooding like that. So it was just the amount of rain that was generated that fell yesterday. There's no system designed out there that I know of that will, can address that.
Mr. Mayor, what would you tell homeowners who may have concern about drainage, problems in areas like that or in other areas in the Hoover area?
Yeah, well, we deal quite often with drainage issues in our city. I think that's probably every government in the country deals with that. And, the facts are is that most of the time it is not the city's responsibility or the government entity's responsibility. So we try to work within the frameworks of the law to address any type of drainage issue that occurs in our city, and that's what we'll continue to do.
I don't know, Lieutenant, if you've had a chance to visit with the victim's family members. Do we know, I know this is tragic to young people, were they just trying to get home last night? Do we know anything about, what happened?
That I don't personally know. I know that our folks have met with the family members, and I'm sure that's something that they're looking to answer. Take one more.
Oh, were they from, Hoover? Sorry. Were
They-
they from Hoover of Birmingham?
They were from the Birmingham area for sure. I'm not 100% sure where they were currently living at this time.